Hi beautiful people, welcome back. Hope everybody is doing well. Everybody is having an amazing weekend or had an amazing weekend. Down here in the south, we are expecting storms for the next few days. It started from yesterday being Saturday, so that's going to be fun. I don't want this to be too much of a long video because I'm going to try actually put more videos out. I slacked last week because of this Amber Heard and Johnny Depp trial, which has got everybody watching and engrossed in it and just glued to their screens. But anyway, please do not take what I say as fact. Feel free to do your own research and come to your own conclusion. So finally, I sat down and made this video about Katie Joy and Lindsie Chrisley. The reason I did is because of everything that unfolded last week. In a span of a week, so much went down. I'm talking about 7M responding to KJ's motion for dismissal, to KJ herself filing for an extension in a Todd Chrisley case, to Nat somehow or the other coming out with fake screenshots in regard to Lindsay Chrisley, and then suddenly Katie Joy's Instagram account is memorialized. So there's just too much coincidences here and too much happening. With that said, let's go back to when Katie Joy was sued by Todd Chrisley. Katie Joy stood by her friend Lindsay, and the flip side of that is that Lindsay Chrisley never ever came out publicly stating that her and Katie Joy were friends. It was always Katie Joy that was talking about Lindsay and how they're such good friends. They do their makeup together on FaceTime in the mornings, and how she's not going to let her friend get hurt and all that kind of stuff. But let me play this for you and we'll discuss it.
But I just want to say something. If you're under federal indictment, okay, I'm not going to say who this is about, and I'm not going to say what it's about. I'm just going to say this, okay? If you're under federal indictment and you're about to go to trial and you could get locked up for decades, it's probably not smart to threaten or intimidate people that you believe are victims or witnesses of your case. I know that you know that I know things, and you're scared of those things that I know. I'm not going to be silenced to stand up for my friend and say that I care about her and she doesn't deserve it. I don't lie. I've never lied about this situation. The thing that I've learned is that, like, he cannot get to her, and so he wants to ruin everything that's connected to her. In my opinion, that he can't get to her, that he can't talk to her. All she wants to do is be left alone. And she wants you prosecuted.
You guys, the thing that jumped out at me from this live is that she made it quite clear. And she says, and I quote, "I know that you know that I know things that you scared of those things that I know." Isn't that weird? It was like, okay, so what do you know? Why are you so hell-bent on protecting your friend? Did you do something for Lindsay? Did Lindsay tell you something? It's like, it just makes no sense. And this is just a suggestion, Katie Joy. If you are such good friends with Lindsay Chrisley, you know, she was you were her confidant or the person that she leaned on to talk to, I don't think it's a very wise idea to go on your social media and say she wants you prosecuted. Nah. Lindsay Chrisley at the time must have been very, very angry at her parents because of what she lost. But at the end of the day, family is family. And you are fuck all, Katie. Just my opinion. So KJ has always been convinced, I think up until today, she's convinced that Lindsay Chrisley is a witness in her dad, Lindsay Chrisley's dad, Todd Chrisley's court case. But that's not true because Lindsay has come out and she has corrected that and said that she is not a witness for the government in her dad's court case. And this is the thing that I'm confused about. What makes Katie Joy think that she needs to stand up for Lindsie Chrisley? She needs to protect Lindsie Chrisley. I'm just so confused about that. Lindsay is a grown woman. She can fend for herself. She can take up for herself. She can protect herself. She says that she has all the facts to back everything up and that she doesn't lie. Okay, so if you do have that, why not just hand it over? Lindsay's not a witness in her dad's court case. If you know you've done nothing wrong, just hand over what he needs. It's as simple as that. But it's just like now you're dragging things on and on and on, which is so weird to me. Because if you're innocent and you got nothing to hide, why are you not giving him what he wants? Fast forward to last month when she did her last Instagram live, and miraculously, suddenly, her Instagram is memorialized. And I still have a question. And if anybody knows about Instagram, knows about the ins and outs and how it's done if your account is memorialized, Katie Joy had a link attached to her Instagram. When her account was memorialized, that link was gone. Now suddenly, the link has appeared again. So if she can't have access to her Instagram, who does have access to her Instagram? Unless it's, I don't know, I can't even make up any scenarios or anything like that. It's just weird to me. So let's look at this Instagram live.
I have had to, for months, stay silent about the situation with the Chrisleys. And listen, to this day, I don't have anything I don't hate them. I simply reported on a story and I became friends with their daughter. And now I'm being sued for statements that were made from years ago across multiple platforms. I had opinions, like everyone gets to have an opinion. My crime in this specific case was that I was friends with his daughter. And for some reason, I believe he thinks that I have information that will help his criminal case. And I have been for months trying to protect her. So yes, I was hurt when I saw her post and she referred to me as that YouTuber because we were friends. I haven't talked to her in months and I miss her and I still think she's a wonderful person and I would never want to hurt her. I wish I wasn't in the situation that I was in, and I wish she wasn't in the situation that she was in, and I wish that he would just leave her alone. I don't have any ill will towards her. I'm just hurt because I care about her a lot. And I don't ever want to hurt her. Ever. I mean, he wants all of our communication. Isn't that weird? I don't feel like handing over private communication with someone that has nothing to do with him. I mean, doesn't that seem kind of violating? It does to me. And it's irrelevant because we weren't talking about him. She's a witness in his case. Then what is he going to do with that information? I don't hate Lindsay. I care about her a lot. I never would want to hurt her in a million years. And I'm sorry that this is what's going on in her life. And I'm sad that I was called that YouTuber and that I was told not to talk about her, but I can't control the situation that I'm in. The entire lawsuit is about her. So how do you avoid it? It sucks. So just have some empathy for her, man. I don't know, she can hate me all she wants and say whatever she wants, but I just feel sad for her. I feel sad for the situation she's in because no kid should have to be in that position. And I'm not gonna I'm not gonna turn on someone just because someone's trying to bully me, in my opinion, to get what they want. I know in one county in Georgia, I think there was over 30 lawsuits that have been filed by him or against him. I was and that's just in one county in Georgia. There's dozens in the federal court. There's multiple in other counties in South Carolina. Like, that's someone that, in my opinion, is abusing the legal system. I also have no ill feelings towards Lindsay. I have empathy for her. And I'm also just sad because I feel like I lost a friend.
Now there, Katie Joy says she wouldn't want to hurt Lindsie Chrisley in a million years. We know Katie Joy's pattern, okay? When somebody basically comes against her or she feels that, you know, they're just not doing right by her. Example, Amy King. Let's not forget what she did to Amy King because of the whole backwards Barbie mocking her accents and all that kind of stuff. What in turn did Katie Joy do? She turned on Amy King. She released all her tax information, who she owes taxes to, for how long she owes them. She even dragged her mother, Amy's mother, through the mud and said not so nice things about Deanna Duggar. So what is the difference here? Because Katie Joy does this to everybody. This is very weird that Katie Joy still has not come up against Lindsay. I have my theories, which I'll discuss at the end. Then she talks about Todd abusing the legal system. For number one, you know that you are being sued by these people. But you still, Katie Joy, have the time to go and dig and find information on what's going on in their personal lives, who they suing, who's suing them. Why aren't you worried about your own shit? Are you digging for dirt? I was just wondering. Wow, look who is talking about abusing the court system. Does somebody not have a mirror? Or somebody forgetting how she, in my opinion, abused the court system? And I'm talking about in reference to maybe Kim Fulmer, or maybe Steve McRae, or maybe Tina. Because Katie Joy, and it's been said, likes to silence people through the court system. Not saying it's fact, but it's just what I've heard. Why is Katie Joy trying so hard to avoid handing over this communication that she had with her friend Lindsay Chrisley? As you said, Katie Joy, if it truly is a fact that you were just shooting your shit talking about the kids, what are you so afraid of? You said you don't want to hand it over because you don't think it's fair to hand over personal communication between two friends. Me personally, if I have a family and I know what risk there is for all this going down, and you feel that you're just standing up for what's right, it's about time you think about yourself first. Forget about Lindsay. She can take care of herself. She can fend for herself. It's all about you and your family at this point, Katie Joy. Because let's be clear about one thing. Lindsay has come out against Katie Joy, I think over 4 times by now. The first time she called her that YouTuber. She confirms that she is not a witness for the government. And then she also comes and she says that she just wants to be left alone and that she has to change her phone number because weird things are happening to her now. And she also mentioned on a podcast that Katie Joy was never a friend of hers, and why would a friend block you from social media but yet still again keep continuing to report about you? That was weird to Lindsay Chrisley. So my thing here is, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is all in a span of a week, okay? On Thursday, Friday the 13th, she must be just like, oh shit. Nat appears with this whole TikTok in regard to Lindsay, which everybody doesn't even believe that. But then also on Friday the 13th, there was a reply from 7M in opposition of Katie Joy's motion to dismiss, okay? Then we go into the weekend where suddenly, Katie Joy's Instagram has been memorialized. This is all just weird shit, okay? And that shit is not easy to do. You gotta have certain things for Instagram to believe that you are deceased or stuff like that. Then we get to May 16th, where Katie Joy comes on YouTube and she announces to everybody that somebody, hackers, trolls, and people are just having fun, and her Instagram has been memorialized, and she let her audience on YouTube now. Then we get to the 18th, where Katie Joy has filed for an extension to her case with Todd Chrisley. Now, here's my thing, you guys, okay? Why is all this now, when Nat is being involved, revolving around Lindsay? It makes no sense. So, there's just something not adding up. Why is Nat targeting Lindsay? The person that KJ is so heartbroken about, that she doesn't have a friend anymore, that she will never want to hurt her in a million years, that Katie Joy has stood up from the get-go. Katie, Lindsay wants to have nothing to do with you. You need to understand that. You need to let it go. And then suddenly now, in my opinion, when all this shit didn't work, in turn, what do? You file for an extension? So I'm confused, or this is my theory. Does Katie Joy not want to hand over her Instagram to all these lawsuits that she's in? That she probably did this to herself. And also, who was the one to introduce Nat to this community? That's the bigger question. And you guys, I'm going to end this video with this, which I found so amazing and so hopeful, that this family will reunite, and this proves that blood is thicker than water, in my opinion. This was a post made by Lindsay Chrisley, and it says, family is what brings out the most emotion in us. When love is deep and strong, our differences don't matter. All that matters is the truth. Papa and Mimi, we love you. We stand with you, trust you, believe you, and are praying for you. We know you are innocent. I pray that the system does not fail our family and the jury sees the truth. To those who've haunted our family for years, I pray that you will be seen and we will be heard. Please pray for my parents, our grandmother, us as their children, their grandchildren, and our legal teams. Now that is truly what warms my heart, you guys. You know, to see hope and to see some kind of light in, you know, families reconnecting and reconciling. It just warms my heart knowing that there is hope for this family. Because at the end of the day, family is family. And I hope that Katie Joy soon realizes that she needs her own shit. Stop getting involved in other people's shit. But it also makes me wonder, what did she do for Lindsay Chrisley that she's afraid to not come up against Lindsay Chrisley personally, to hide and do things against Lindsay Chrisley, and now Nat getting involved in this whole situation with Lindsay Chrisley? Nothing makes sense here. Absolutely nothing. And the timing of everything is just so weird. Would love to know what you guys think about this. Maybe I'm reaching, but I don't know. You know what? Where there's smoke, there's fire. And things are just like, seems to be repeating itself. But it's just me. And maybe once things heat up with the 7M lawsuit, Nat will also involve herself there. But everything's just left to be seen. You guys, thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful week. Please be kind to one another and don't forget, make good choices. Bye, guys.